I feel like South Africa does care about white youth. We've seen it.
Honestly, I can tell you it has no effect on me. I blend in.
I guess it only really affects the older generations.
I've never been stopped at a shop.
Being white doesn't faze me whatsoever.
They look down upon you because you walk a certain way.
Nothing really detrimental. Is white girls can't dance.
I don't really have to deal with specific stereotypes.
Being white in South Africa today is actually really easy. Almost too convenient, if we're being honest. I've never been stopped at a shop, at a security point to check my bag. When I go to a restaurant, no one assumes that I'm not going to tip because of the color of my skin.
Honestly, I can tell you it has no effect on me. I blend in with all different cultures and all different types of races in South Africa. So being white doesn't faze me whatsoever.
It only really affects the older generations who frown upon people with white privilege from past eras. But in all speaking, the youth of today, they don't really judge you by face or by character. They actually get to know you first.
The stereotypes I have to deal with, there's nothing really detrimental. Is white girls can't dance. That's about it. There's nothing really that is a problem in my life that I have to overcome some type of stereotype.
I don't really have to deal with specific stereotypes, but furthermore, I do get judged to some degree, just like everyone else, I guess. Mainly Lani people.
From the older generations where they look down upon you because you walk a certain way or you speak a certain way or you have a certain characteristic about you that they don't like.
As a white youth in South Africa, I feel like white privilege, it applies to me, of course, but it was really, really hard to realize that.
As a white youth South African, I feel white privilege does or does not apply to me. Well, of course it applies to me. You know, there is something such as white privilege. We do have our slight benefits. I won't lie about that.
As a white youth South African, I feel white privilege does not exactly apply to me. It doesn't apply to most people because privileges aren't really there. It's like nobody is affected in any way.
I feel like SA does not care about white youth. Well, I don't think they care about anything, to be honest. They don't care about the whites, the coloreds, the blacks, the Mediterranean people. You know, they need to pick up the game.
I feel like South Africa does care about white youth. We've seen it. They will get so upset about a young white girl because someone said something that was kind of mean to her.
I feel that South Africa needs to, not only for the youth, but for everybody in general, is instead of using their money that they get from taxpayers on their own personal biased things, they could actually use it to promote solar powering, windmills, things that could actually provide a source from a natural source.
SA needs to develop youth structure in sports activities. We need to get skate parks, we need to get proper football fields, that's what fucking SA needs to do, full on. It's the truth.
I think South Africa needs to firstly come to terms with the fact that this privilege we have, it was stolen. It was taken away because other people don't get treated fairly. That's the first thing we have to do. And the second thing we have to do is then to say, well, how do we then, after acknowledging our privilege, try and give it back?
South Africa needs to provide learning experiences for the youth. They need to bring in better schooling systems, better activities, better sports curriculums. They need to uplift the community as a whole. And the kids of today especially, they are the people who shape our futures of tomorrow.